Hi guys, this is Lady Amy coming with today's version of me. One of the worst experience in my life to remember. I'm telling you, I've gone through hardships in life, soft lives as well. My life has been a balanced one, both hard and good. And above all, I thank God that I was not able to kill myself or destroy myself when I was in my low estates. And I still have those experiences in life. I still move on. Like there are times when I'm in my high experiences and low experiences in life. I've told you how my background is. I've told you the powerful people in my life. Those who have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel at Lady Amy. Watch my videos to the end, like my page, and put sweet comments there as well. I will really appreciate you. Today I want to give you the other side of me also. Definitely life is not through swift, but now it takes of your strength to contain the situation. When in your low estates and when you are in your higher estates, you know life is not throughout well. There are moments when you are in low estate, others, there are moments when you're in higher estates. But my life has been a balanced one. Yes, I've lived in both in a village setting and in urban setting, and which means I can be both. And I always boast of myself knowing the situations that take place in villages and in rural areas and in urban settings, because I had both experience. I had these low estates when I used to be in the village, and I have these higher estates when I am in the town area, and all those kind of things. I want to tell you, when we were growing up, at least we were not badly off. Not badly off like when we used to be with Mzee in town. We had two maids. Man, all that we knew to do, we used to do was to play indoor games when it is holidays. We'll play football in the evening hours, and in the afternoon hours we slope into the valley called the Odrua, not Odrua, but we call it Inyau River, that is in Arua town. So we used to go there. We would really swim. We would enjoy ourselves. You go back home, and when you reach home, you already have a porridge, that is millet porridge, made with the milk, and there is sugar in it. You just enjoy life. And there were moments when we would take, posho porridge and so on. You go back, all was well. And we had this time when Muse had a hotel and we would eat throughout best food. I'm telling you, I have seen both good and bad life. But there were these moments when we'll be with my mom, my poor mom in the village. For those who don't know about my story, go back and watch these previous videos that I have posted about my life journey, stories about my life. And the time I start to grow up, now life becomes like, you feel that you are grown, you feel you are like, you see, that is the time when you begin to think awkwardly. I got myself in a trap. Yeah, but I want to thank God that I'm stabilized, all is well in my life. And there is this life which is not very far. Just like 2 years back, there was this thing in my heart that, I have passion for agriculture. Personally, I like agriculture. One thing I want to tell you is that most of my food come from my garden. Yeah, I plant beans, I plant cassava. Now sometimes, I like that cassava food. I like the beans that are coming from my garden. Sometimes the groundnuts and so on. Yes, I have some pigs. At the same time, I also have some goats to rear, but other things I still don't have. Yes, but one thing I'm confident of myself is that I have confidence in myself, that I cannot give up easily. That if you want to fight me, you are fighting a battle you are not going to win, because I have that deep feeling in me that all is well. Even in bad seasons and in good seasons, all is always well with me. God has given me that strength to move on, like the way my mother taught us. Yeah, there were moments when things will not be there, and for her, she will always smile. There is one thing I like with my mom is the smile. That even amidst challenges in life, amidst issues in life, my mom will always give you that best smile. Even right now, she's in her 80s. She has just started her 80th year, but now all is well. She's with me though weak. Sometimes she's a source of encouragement to me when I go home and I feel sometimes all is not well. She's become a source of encouragement to me. Those who do not understand who their parents are, please learn to appreciate them. Me, I always pray that God takes my mommy's age up to over 100, because her father died at the age of 107 and the mother died at the age of 105. So I am also hopeful that the pace that these people left should be the pace that we are going to live on. For me, I believe I'll not die young. I'll fulfill my life. I'll live a fulfilled life. The purpose God has sent me for, I will fulfill it. So there is this life in my there is this thing in my life that I feel I should share with you, that maybe can be a source of encouragement to you in your low estate. And let me tell you, just not like it's not even 3 years back. I remember in my life, I've told you I love agriculture. So there is this place that I admired, where my sister is staying in right now. One of my elder sisters is there. And the one thing I remembered of this was, since I am a lover of agriculture, I remember I told my sister, get for me a plot of land that I can hire. She asked me how many acres. I said 4 acres. I paid for it, because it's a little bit hiring it is a little bit cheap. It's a little bit cheap. And they give it only to you for 2 seasons. And one thing I remembered was that I plowed the 4 acres, and I planted rice in it. And the rice started growing very well. I'm telling you, it reached a level I thought I had made it all. Weeding under it, everything in it. Oh, I spent money. You understand, 4 acres, I spent money. Now, time came it reached a point where it was now flowering, and it was forming seeds. And I could see that I am now a rich woman. But that time, I'm telling you, rain came. It could rain the whole day, sometimes the whole night. The rain was too much, to the extent that the whole place was filled with water. The whole 4 acres of garden was filled with water. And you could only see the head of rice. Just you see the head. The head is peeping like this in water. Oh my God. That is how my 4 acres got wasted, plus all my money. And in my heart, I was like, God, what is this? Everything started well. How did it come to this level? How did it come to this extent? To see that the things are wasted when I'm about to harvest my labor. You see, there are moments in life you'll want to do things and you expect much. You expect so much out of it. But at the end, you see how life took me. It took me to zero as if I have not done anything in my life. In my heart, I was like, God. I started counting the losses. I started counting on the losses. And I said, God, I think now help me. Do you know 4 acres? I only got one sack. I only got 1 sack. And in my heart I was, oh my God, I had to take for people in the village to eat. I left very little for my own self. So I remember that life in my life. I said, God, what is this? Now remember, I was now left with another 1 season. So I said, now let me plant groundnuts. I'm going to plant groundnuts in the 4 acres. I bought the seeds. Hey, and there were boys who came. They said that they came from Eastern, others came from other side of the country. There were boys who were stranded. Then my sister calls me, there are some 3 boys here. These 3 boys are stranded. They could do for you the work. They could dig for you. They could plant, and after planting they do weeding and so on. So now I asked my sister, what should we do for these boys in order to maintain them to continue working for us? She said, just rent for them a small place and give us food, that is posho and beans, and the boys will live. So I gave her the details and she did every work. The boys plowed that garden, 4 acres. Within 2 weeks, it was done. Do you know? They were hard working. I didn't know the reason why they were working hard for me. I will tell you later. Please learn to comment to my channel, like my page, and please subscribe to my channel. You guys, let me tell you, the time when it came to weeding, the boys were still there. My sister told me, you know what, now the things are doing very well. Just come and let the boys do the weeding. We negotiated with them. They did weeding, the first weeding. They came for the second weeding. And when the second weeding was done, the boys left. They said, they have another place where they are going to work. We said, fine. So because now we knew that all work was done, everything is okay, there's no need to struggle anymore, everything is in order, there is no need for me to struggle. I said, fine, let them go. So now when the groundnuts were ready, my sister calls me and tells me, the things are ready. Now we don't know. The acres are full. She cannot do the work alone. And she advised me, these boys are no longer there. What we do is let's get these women, the local women in the place. They were local women. She gathered them. They were old women. They came and they started uprooting, and they did the work. They did the harvesting. So now my sister says, now the things are ready, let us hire a house. We hired a place for a certain man, and the man we hired, and the man, one day the man said, my sister, she told my sister, I'm going somewhere, but I'm not going to be around. Please, I feel that these groundnuts should be removed from here before I leave. So remember, my harvest was now big, 4 acres, and that is a place which is so fertile. So we negotiated with my sister. I told my sister, for easy transportation, they should fill groundnuts. One sack should make two of them. You know, these big ones, joining two sacks together in the middle, and then they tie them. So now the groundnuts were like, they were more than now. There were 50. I remember, I think they were around yes, there were 60 something bags. There were 64 bags, 64 bags. Those were these joint ones, two in one, two in one. So you can imagine, if they are supposed to be singles, they are supposed to be more than 100 of them. So 64 of them. So I told my sister, these women, they have worked hard for me. You give them 4 sacks. Give them 4 sacks, let them divide. After even paying them, because I felt I needed to support them, since they are elderly people. So I told my sister, you also pick 3 for yourself. Leave for me 57 bags. Those ones which are joined, 2 in 1, 2 in 1. So I told my sister, now I'll be coming there like on Independence Day. The Independence Day is a public holiday where I will not be at office. So let me organize to come. She told me it's okay, we have all filled the sacks. They are just ready to pick them. So I said, fine. So on, our independence in Uganda is 9th October. 9th of October. So I was supposed to travel on 8th of October. So before I could travel that October on 8th, on 7th night, the very boys who cultivated for me, the one I paid everything for them. Do you know what they did? Because I think they were monitoring. So they gathered very many borders which were from another district. That very night of 7th, they came and removed all my harvest. All my harvest. Now I'm asking you, in case that was you put your comment. In case that is you, what were you going to do to such kind of boys? The boys you kept for some good months, you fed them, you paid for them rent, and even on top, you paid for their labor. First of all, for cultivating, for peeling the seeds, removing the beans, the seeds from the husks, for planting, for fast weeding, second weeding. Now they go away to come back to take away all your harvest. If that was you, what were you going to do? You, if you are you. If you were me, what were you going to do? I'm telling you, as I was supposed to set on my journey to go on 8th, because I was supposed to travel like around in the afternoon hours, so that I reach there when it is a little bit late, then I reach home. Then at my sister's place, then on the 9th of that October, and then I come, I hire the vehicle, I bring my things to where I am. I'd already set where to put them. Let me tell you, that day, when my sister called me, actually it was not my sister, the CID officer of that place called me. She says, are you Amy? I said, yeah, I am. Said, hey, there is a problem here. Then he started telling me that story, that they are trying to pursue the boys. And by the time when they reached, there was a woman who said, hey, oh no, there were a lot of heaps and heaps and heaps of groundnuts which were put around this place when I was washing my clothes there. And there were 3 boys. Then there were people who came. There were people who came from the other side of West Nile in a Fuso lorry that carried those luggage. After carrying, the boys sat down. Before they could, as they were loading, these boys sat down. They were dividing money. They were dividing a lot of money among themselves. They were very happy and excited. So now one of the boys climbed one of the boda, that is a motorbike, went back this direction. Then the two boys also entered in the very Fuso lorry where my groundnuts were loaded. The sacks were loaded, and they left. So I didn't know what to do. In my heart, I was like, how can I again miss? I missed the first season in the plantation, when I planted rice. But again, also now this time I have got a lot of harvests, in groundnuts. How can I also miss this one, lose this one? Remember, all my harvest for the season, all my efforts for the season, for the 2 seasons from rice to groundnuts were all in vain. I wasted everything from renting the place to digging in the first harvest to the second one. Then people just came, they took away all my harvest. I don't know where the boys are. Up to today, I don't know who they are. I don't know where they are. But wherever they are, I have released them. So that is exactly, I was having restless nights. I was looking at my poor mother who is sickly, my poor mother who depends so much on me, and I was like, hey, I needed to establish for her something where she can sit in one place. But at the end, things did not work out well for me. But now when I started praying unto the Lord told me, forgive them, release them. I had to release those people. And now my question is, if you were me, what were you going to do to those boys? What were you going to do to them? I'm telling you, that is where life is a challenge. Life is so tricky. Life is so tricky in life. But I want to thank God. Look at me. I am still healthy. I've lost, but I'm still healthy. I have lost in many ways. I've lost in many other ways. But the only thing is to move on. We need to keep moving on, pressing on. Yes, I don't mind. It doesn't matter whatever people say, whatever they want to do to me. But what I know is my God is still with me. And if I still have a life to lead, that is the best thing I can tell you. But the fact is that my brain is still active, is still working. And I believe those are the things this is a story to remember, a life to remember. It is something to remember. Now, if it was you, what were you going to do? Now, you just believe that you are Lady Amy. You are Lady Amy. What were you going to say? What are you going to say? What were you going to do? What would have been your solution? I just had to sit down and I relaxed. I said, God, you did not create me with all these things. Since they are gone, what else can I say? What else can I do? For other people, they would have gone to witch doctors. For others, they would have looked for a way of letting those boys down. But I know because they have stolen my things, they have never had peace in their life. But for me, God has given me a smile. God has given me peace. And I am happy. And I am excited. I am great because life is a journey to live. As you live, there is ups and downs. There is the high estate, then there is the low estate in your life. So in your low estates, what do you do? What do you think? in your high estates, what do you think? What do you do? So I want to thank God for his goodness today. I hope my story will tell you um, how life is, and I believe all is well. I still remain Lady Amy. Please, thanks for subscribing to my channel, liking my page, and watching my videos to the end. And I believe next week I am bringing you wonderful videos as well, because I'll be traveling out and I'll bring for you beautiful videos. Remain tuned, remain touching onto where I am on my page. Leave a sweet comment and what you should have done to those boys who stole my harvest. God bless you.